Yo, you know how it go. It's your boy David, the camera guy, back again with another video. We got the Canon R6. I'm going to be giving you my cinematic settings on what I use to shoot and how I take photos.
It's David, the camera guy.
Alright, cool. So, I got the Canon R6, recently picked it up, and I wanted to go over the settings that I use to shoot on this. I had a chance to shoot on it before, but the menus are a little different from using the Canon EOS R. So, as you guys know, with any new camera that I pick up, I try to give you guys my settings that I use to run and gun shoot and what I use on the fly for my everyday use. So we're gonna switch these cameras around and have a look at the screen, and we'll check out the settings that I use for it's in photo right now, and then we'll go to video. So let's do that. All right, cool. So start off with going in our menus. We're gonna do it with the camera first. With photos first. So what I shoot in is C-RAW because you get more pictures out of it, and it's a smaller file size. It's not the full extent of RAW, but you still have some control of RAW within your image. So that's what I use. I mainly shoot for like Instagram and stuff like that. So going back, crop aspect ratio, you want to leave that at full because you want to use the full sensor. I don't really change these. I don't use them, so I don't change them. Auto white balance, picture style standard, clarity, leave that right there. You can change you can cut these on your aberration control, so you don't get those lens aberration and distortions when you're using certain lenses. Let's see, go back. I don't use that. I changed my shutter to mechanical versus electronic. If you want to use the full continuous shooting, then you could cut on the electronic, but I always use mechanical. Image stabilizer, it's digital IS. If you have a lens with image stabilization, it will always automatically cut on. I leave these the same. And these are basically the same as well. You can set a movie recording quality from here. It's not gonna do much, but you don't want to be shooting in this mode anyway, so I wouldn't really bother with that as much. Real quick, before we get deeper into the video, if you haven't, don't forget to check out my digital store. The link is in the description below, and here you have access to custom-made Lightroom presets for your photos and lots for your videos. To name a few, on your next purchase, you'll save 10 to get 10% off your next order. Peace. All right, going into the autofocus, you want to make sure there's a few things that are turned on. Autofocus operation, that the servo. You want to make sure continuous autofocus is enabled. Touch and drag, you want to enable all of that on the whole panel so you can move the autofocus around seamlessly. Subject to detect people, I shoot people more than animals. Manual focus peaking settings, you want to make sure they're on. These are for my video shooters, by the way. Focus guide, cut that on. And the rest of the stuff in here, I don't really use. So now let's switch to video mode. All right, so let's go to video mode. Shooting mode, you always want to shoot manual. Always want to shoot manual. Now, movie recording quality. Now, with the R6, everything is IPB, standard IPB, light IPB. It's all IPB, which isn't bad. People think IPB because it's a smaller codec. It's actually not as sharp, but that's actually not true at all. So my run and gun, depending on the memory card that I'm working with, I actually ordered some new memory cards to fix this. Would be 4K standard IPB, but I have some memory cards that are too slow, so I ordered some Sony Toughs to fix this problem. The next option would be the 4K Lite IPB. So you're getting full 4K 60. I shoot everything 4K 60. That's my personal preference. If you don't like it, then that's up to you. You can shoot 4K 24, 4K 30, whatever you want. I shoot 4K 60 because I like that option to slow down my footage in post. Yeah, so let's put this at 4K Lite for right now. High frame rate, I actually haven't used this as yet, but if you want to, then this is how you have to enable it, and then there's no audio and high frame rate. We'll be cropping. I'm not using a crop lens, so I think that's the only reason you want to do that. Sound recording is manual. Go to our next page. I don't change none of those. White balance, this actually changes depending on what I'm doing, but normally we just leave this on auto. Canon log, always everything on. View assist on, color matrix on, and I don't really change my characteristics. This you get to shoot in 10-bit 4K in C-Log, which is awesome. I shoot everything in C-Log. Lens aberration control, can cut those on. High dynamic range movie recording. Nope. You can cut on these zebras if you want to. I don't cut them on because I don't use them. Your HDMI display, your time code, autofocus. I think all of the settings in here should basically be the same from the previous stuff. Yeah, you can change that on the fly. Yeah. So it's not too different from using the Canon EOS R. It's just a few things on the R6 that are a little different. So those would be my quick and on-the-go cinematic settings for the R6. Another good thing about the R6 is now in C-Log I can put auto ISO, which we don't have this on the Canon EOS R, which is pretty dope. So if I'm vlogging on the R6, I can just set my ISO to auto and don't have to worry about that. And I can just change my shutter speed to go brighter or lower in whatever use case. So yeah, those are my cinematic settings for the Canon R6. These are what I use when I run the gun. I'm really enjoying this camera from the first time I had it. It was initially supposed to replace my EOS R, but I've been getting a lot more jobs where it requires me to have multiple cameras. So I'm using the EOS R as a B cam right now in my R6. But this is going to be a lot of the content that's going to be coming out whenever I decide to get a consistent YouTube schedule, but Instagram and Facebook and whatever. This is going to be the main driver. Also, you guys know that I have LUTs specifically made for Canon log. You could go and check those out. They work flawlessly with the EOS R6. Go and check them out at my Self-Fi store above. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so you can be updated with whenever I come up with more videos. But other than that, I guess I'll see y'all in the next video.